17.
Come on, Game Freak, that ain't even fair. How am I supposed to know how to say a Pokemon's name properly when you give us two different pronunciations for the same Pokemon? You also think it'd be easy, like, oh, I'll just wait till an anime episode, the Pokemon will say its name, and I can get the pronunciation that way, then Onyx shows up and just makes some growling noises, and now you're more confused than ever. Actually, you know what? I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. Being a PokeTuber, while it is great, it ain't easy. It isn't just a free life of sick YouTube ad revenue and playing Pokemon for a living. If you do not know every single person's personal pronunciation for that Pokemon, you're screwed. You're going to get shredded in the comment section and it's over. So you know what? I'm going to talk about the most controversial Pokemon name pronunciations in this video. Let's get into it with the Battle Royal. Battle Royale? I don't know. If you Google Battle Royal, it just doesn't come up. It recommends Battle Royale. And that's what we know this as. We know this as a Battle Royale. Everyone gets in, they fight to death, GG, just like that, but it's not spelled Royale. So what do? Do we just go with what it is? It is a Battle Royale. So do we call it a Royale, but it's spelled Royal. So it's a Battle Royal? That doesn't sound right. That doesn't make any sense. And then what about the Masked Royale? Royal? Like, it's a Battle Royale, so he's the Masked Royale, but that doesn't sound right. And the Masked Royal still doesn't fit either, even when we're thinking about royalty and stuff like that. This is a mess. I really have no idea. Ever since this has come out, it's like, wait, what is it? How do you pronounce it? Well, I'm just using them interchangeably. Whatever I feel like saying for that time, it's gonna work out because now Game Freak is just making things up.
Rayquaza.
Rayquaza's pronunciation is in an interesting spot. I think that this is one that's kind of been debated over, but is more settled into its real name, so that's why I'm putting it higher up on the list. I think everyone knows about Rayquaza, and for the most part, I feel that most people that look at its name for the first time, they're just going to pronounce it Rayquaza. That has that nice qua sound in there, makes sense with words like quasi and quartz, so you can really get into it, but then you get edgy. Then you find out, nah, Quasar. We got this, like, space, sky, dragon Pokemon. So, yeah, like, Quasar, black hole, power shenanigans. And that just sounds cooler. Rayquaza, it's alright. It still makes sense. Still has some good flow to it. Still works as a name. But Rayquaza, you know, you put a little bit of that A in there. You get a little bit of extraness into it. And then the pronunciation is going to sound a bit cooler, I feel. So, it's really a debate between first impressions that still make sense or just going for the harder sounding name that's pretty cool and also official.
Togetic.
Okay, Togetic is going to be number 8 on the list, mostly for personal reasons because I like saying Togetic. I know it's Togepi, Togekiss, Togetic, but I feel that the name for Togetic, it's too clunky, it's too hard for me. I remember playing back in high school and one of my friends or someone that I was playing the game with, they were like, oh, how'd you evolve your Togetic into a Togekiss? I was like, Togetic, I like that. That honestly sounds a lot better to me. I know it kind of breaks up the whole evolutionary line and stuff, but what we're going to find out later on this video is that even names throughout an evolutionary line or through similar Pokemon still don't make sense. There's not a lot of consistency in Pokemon names, so I'd rather go with what sounds and feels less clunky. I don't want to be in the middle of Pokemon battle and be like, Togetic. I can't even do it anymore. It's just so unnatural for me. I just hate it so much to go Togetic. You can't go into that hard G, into the hard T, and end on a hard C. You just don't feel it right there. And I feel it more fits a Pokemon, you know? It's energetic. It's freed from its little egg form. It's a really happy, ecstatic Pokemon. So it just makes more sense to me to call it Togetic. And because of that, every time there's a Togetic in battle, people are always like, no, it's Togetic. I don't know why they defend such a poor pronunciation that much, but every time I've done it in a game, there's always people yelling at me in the comment section about it, but at this point, I don't care because my way is better.
Chimecho.
My experience with Chimecho's name is actually pretty crazy because when I first saw Chimecho's name, I thought Chimecho. At no point, there was not even a possibility in my brain that it could be pronounced Chimecho. It just didn't make sense immediately. I added in that extra E, and that's where things are kind of awkward because there is no E. It's Chime, Echo, and that makes sense, but then I actually heard people seriously believe it was Chimecho or Chimecho, and it just never occurred to me as a possibility. Like, people said, oh, Chimecho is one of my favorite Pokemon or something. I'm like, what Pokemon are we talking about? Digimon now? Like, wait, are you just making up names? I honestly have no idea what you were talking about, even though there's only one letter missing, because it just seems like that impossible of a pronunciation. But then I don't want to be, like, aggressive or offensive to the people that call it Chimecho, because I'm the one making up letters. I'm the one putting in things to make it sound nice to me. And for the most part, like 95% of people I've met, they've just gone, yeah, Chimecho. But then it's just those other people, like, they do exist. And I guess there's a reason for them to exist. Huh.
Regirock. Registeel. Regice.
Are you kidding me, Game Freak? That ain't even cool. I had to hold back in that last segment to not call those Chimecho people idiots because that's a stupid pronunciation, and then here you go messing with things. We have Registeel, Regirock, not Regice, Regice. So apparently we're supposed to pronounce it for the vowels that are there and not insert any extra letters because Regice makes sense because all the other things are Reggie. We have Reggie, and then not Reggie, but with Chimecho, for the official pronunciation, we get to add in that extra sound. We get to add that in. So does that mean Chimecho is just as viable as Regice? Regice is cooler to say, but it still doesn't work. What's going on here? And in the same generation, and this is what I was also talking about Togetic, because we have Reggie, not Reggie, so we can have Toga P, Toga Kiss, and then not Toga hard consonant sounds. But no, I give up. I don't even know what to say.
Chinchino.
Why are you doing this to me, Game? Why do you do this to us, Game Freak? All these Pokemon fans out here, you just start making things up. We have Cappuccino Chinchilla. Well, the last time I checked, Chinchilla had a CH sound, and that you can't just put a C there and then say, it's a CH, because you know what? This Pokemon's a Chinchilla. So we expect you to say Chinchilla like that, but then we also put in that double C sound, so you know what a cappuccino is, right? Chin-chappuccino. No, I don't do that. I cannot do that. Every time I try to pronounce its name, and I'm going to butcher it now that I'm overthinking it, but I don't think I've ever naturally done Chinchino. I've done Cincino for a while, because when I saw that CC, you know, that can still have this C noise to it, and since we don't have a CH in the beginning, like, if it was CHINCCINO, I'd be Chinchino. Makes sense. Chinchilla shenanigans. But no, with this, it's like, I don't even know what to do. I'm going to turn that C into an S because that C in the beginning is out of place, and sure, cappuccino works, but even Cinchino sounds weird than Cincino. So I'm going to say Cincino because I'm not breaking this up, and I'm not adding that stupid H that doesn't exist there.
Hydreigon.
That's not even how you pronounce dragon. I don't know what's going on with Hydreigon. You look at that. You look at REI, and that's Ray. Whenever there's another thing kind of thrown in there, it's Ray. So we have Dragon. It's Hydreigon, but then it's like Hydreigon. I've heard Hydreigon as a pronunciation. Even the Pokedex entry gets a little screwed with it because it's like Dragon. I don't know. I've seen like Hydreigon. I think like Hydreigon was actually how they pronounce it in the anime. Hydreigon is more like the Pokedex kind of accepted pronunciation because we already have another Pokemon like this, Bagon. It's not Bagon, it's Bagon. So the dragon, that G-O-N sound also gets a little messy as well. Like, it seems like they're trying to be edgy, you know? I'm not falling for this Chinchilla BS again. It seems like they were like, oh, we don't want to be like, hey, it's a dragon. See how obvious it is? It's dragon. We're putting Hydreigon because it's a Hydra dragon. Get it? Get it? I mean, that would have made a lot more sense for me with the pronunciation, but instead they're like Hydreigon or Hydreigon, and then it doesn't make any sense. Apparently you're saying Hydreigon whenever you see, yeah, like hello dragon, you know, Hydreigon whenever you see Hydreigon. And I don't know why they haven't done that, you know. Pokemon, I liked it when their names were a lot more upfront about it. You know, they were just shameless. You know what this is? This is a duck. It's not a doke, it's a duck. And we're not going to spell it doke and then expect you to pronounce it duck. It's a Golduck, even though it's the blue one, and then the gold color one is Psyduck, even though this is a psychic one. But you know what? It's still a better naming scheme than whatever is going on with Chinchino and Hydreigon or Hydreigon. I don't know, just, you know what I'm talking about. I think we should just keep it that way.
Raikou.
Now it's time for number 2 on the list, and that's going to be Raikou. I don't know why that U is there, honestly. Like, all it does is cause confusion, because since that U exists, it's like, oh, Raikou. But Raikou doesn't feel right to say, but it kind of exists there, and then we have to get into grammar rules and stuff, you know. When two vowels are walking, first one does the talking, it's like, oh, Raikou. So, I mean, that is how you would expect to pronounce it, but then since we have a consonant there, you're expecting that ooh noise to it, you know, they've got that coo-ness to it. But why? Like, I don't know, but then when we look at it without the U, it doesn't seem like a proper spelling of any kind of word. I feel like they should have just put OH at the end instead of OU, because then people look at it's Raikou. I've heard things like that. It's like, doesn't make sense, but I guess we're stuck with it, and that's just going to be just unnecessarily complicated Pokemon stuff. It hurts. Getting near the end of the list, we have number 2, Fakeade. Oh yeah, I went there. I know it's Facade, but I feel like at some point we've all known that one person that refuses to drop it and just call it Fakeade, or you were there yourself, that as a kid, you know, Pokemon is a kid's game, so we're not cultured enough, we're not experienced enough, or we don't even care enough to learn about how broken the word facade is. A house's facade, a person's emotional facade. I mean, oh wait, that makes a lot of sense with how the move works, because it kind of sticks to the theme of the name, but when you look at just Fakeade, all day long, that is Fakeade. And then when you finally understand what a facade is, it just promotes toxicity. Because then, every person you hear saying Fakeade, you're like, man, you're an idiot, it's facade. You know, you gotta have that fancy English, you know, that 4th grade English behind you when you pronounce it facade. Even though that just a couple minutes ago, you were the idiot that was also saying Fakeade as well. And then there's also people that don't believe you. It's like, no, facade, that sounds like a stupid way of pronouncing it. It's Fakeade. I know people in my 20s that are still pronouncing it Fakeade. I don't know if they're doing it out of spite, or I don't know if they're sincerely like, you know what, it's Pokemon. The names are made up and the pronunciation doesn't matter, so I'm gonna call it Fakeade, and it's just terrible.
Arceus, normal type.
I hate this movie more than few other things in Pokemon, because it started the Arceus pronunciation, and that is the dumbest pronunciation out of anything on this list and out of any other Pokemon. That it's not Arc. You don't go into that hard K sound with the Arceus. You know, whenever I was playing Pokemon, before that movie came out, before there was any anime, before anything referenced Arceus' name officially, me and all my friends, me and every person I knew, Arceus. Arceus, it's clean, it's crisp, it has that good sound to it. You know, you look at it, Arceus enters the battlefield. It's not Arceus that enters the battlefield, but then the movie dropped. And everyone out there was like, well, it's Arceus. And all my friends started jumping on me and it's like, hey, did you see that Arceus movie? It was a meme. It was a joke. I know that some people are like, oh, it's like Noah's Ark. It's an Ark Pokemon because Arceus is like the god Pokemon or something. And all you Arceus people out there, you're wrong. Because I stick to the true pronunciation of Arceus. I'd stick to the first pronunciation of Arceus, and we gotta go all the way back to Pokemon Battle Revolution for that.
Arceus, poured out.
Oh, that Battle Revolution announcer is like porn to me for all those Arceus elitists out there, because they're like, oh no, Arce is a bad word, so because of that it got censored. I call shenanigans, because we have Dunsparce. And if anything, Dunsparce has a more pronounced Arce at the end than Arceus in the beginning. So you know what? Arceus is just better in every way with the pronunciation and everything like that. It's not stupid Arceus. Sounds like it's being spoken by a buck-toothed snobby kid whenever you hear the Arceus out there. It's just obnoxious, it's annoying, Arceus is clean, and that's the way to go. So if you guys enjoyed this video about the most controversial Pokemon pronunciations out there, I hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.